Diane, why don't you lead us off, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks everyone for coming. Number 2, could we get a motion for approval of the agenda, please? Motion by Jen. Second by Mel. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Approval of May regular meeting minutes. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Number 4, approval to pay the bill $65,263.21. I'll make that motion.
Can I ask a few questions?
Go ahead.
Before, or do you want it after?
No, go ahead.
On the legal, we've got over 16,000. I'm just wondering, how long is that gonna go on to the water project? All this legal cost?
We will get, that gets reimbursed back to us.
Yeah.
Yes, once we close on the grant.
Okay.
It's just, we gotta front the money,
Okay.
unfortunately, but that's just how.
Then there's a $5,000 for St. Joseph Mission Parish.
That's for the easement over here at the Catholic Church.
The check didn't go through the first time. It was sent to the wrong address, so it's actually, it's
Yeah,
from
I
a
just
year
didn't
ago,
know.
it just had to be.
It sounded like something about Catholic Church.
But yeah, we had to buy the easement.
Utilities, I see they're coming down about 1,000. I just wondered if the water department and other buildings are trying to conserve, like we are at the food pantry, by unplugging things.
I think they do their best, but, you know, pumps up the water, stuff like that, they're gonna run when they run.
Right, well, I think they're shutting the lights off at the new building now, the outside lights are on. But when they first built it, the lights were on 24/7.
They were having issues with sensors.
Okay.
They're all programmable, like the sit-down motion, stuff
All
like
right,
that.
water testing, will Kobe be doing the water testing?
No.
Oh, he's not gonna be.
So that's when we take our samples to 3 Rivers and they test it in their machines, beakers, all that stuff.
And it's only $60, I just wondered.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the vehicle repair, Wiedemann Motorsports, $4,500.
That's for fixing the top of.
Some guy ran into it, sideswiped it 3 months ago, yeah.
Okay.
So we
that's
got,
all I have.
we got reimbursed after our insurance.
Okay, good. That's all I have.
I made the motion. Al seconded. Roll call, please.
Let's start with Alan.
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
Jeff Miller?
Yes.
Jennifer? Yes. Mel?
Yes.
And Jeff Wagner?
Yes. Motion carried. Oh, number 5, unfinished or pending business, JPR water project updates.
Yeah, so I will start with the most important update, and that is that starting on Monday, Niblock's going to start excavating and grounding electrical services for the water service replacement project. It's phase 2A, if you can keep that organized in your head, like I try to. It's the grant project, $1.2 million grant from Eagle to replace as many water services as you can in town. Right now, our target area, we've been talking about it, it's Vermont Street, or Vermont Avenue, from starting at Elkhart, going to the east. There is 61 houses, and that equates to 69 service laterals that we're hoping to replace. Hopefully that money, there's still some money left over after we get done with Vermont, and we can move on to Michigan. As I believe notices went out to homeowners this week about this work. Niblock's been slowly mobilizing and staking and taking pictures and prepping for that work. And we're going to start next week. So, yeah, first step.
We have Eagle coming Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Eagle is gonna be on site, next week as well, to meet with us in the village and Niblock to just kind of make sure, we are doing it, properly, regrounding houses with, you know, a lot of the older houses back in the day, grounded their electrical systems by tying a, conductive wire around a galvanized water service. With modern engineering and plumbing code, we're now using plastic PEX or HDPE services, which is non-conductive, therefore your house would not be grounded. We removed your old service with the new service. So AWA, which is a waterworks spec that we use for municipal water systems, they just require you to remove that wire. The village took it upon themselves to re-ground every house as a part of this reimbursable grant. So Niblock's gonna have a certified electrician go into every home that is okay with it, re-ground, put new ground rods in with a secondary ground rod, which is required per the electrical code, and then we'll replace the water service. So all of that will be run through Eagle again next week, and we'll give them our procedure, our plan, our schedule, and we'll see what kind of questions they have. But as of right now, that's starting on Monday, weather depending. Any questions there? Any phone calls yet from the notice that went out?
I don't think so. Kobe didn't say that this afternoon.
I know, I feel bad. On that letter, I believe Kobe's phone number was the only one listed, so I'm interested to talk to him on Monday on how that went, but he might have to get a new phone number.
I got my notice today,
Today?
and it was just somebody walking by, handed my daughter the notice.
Okay, so the contractor, Niblock, they walked around, I believe, yesterday and today and had a separate notice. I don't know what it said. I know nothing about it. He just mentioned today that they were gonna also supply their own notice.
It was pretty short notice.
Yeah.
I just got home
I'm
from
sure.
work and come down here to find out. So, and I definitely need to be grounded.
Regrounded, yes. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what the contractor was trying to get with that notice, but they said that they were gonna hand out their own, so.
Okay.
Does it have a phone number to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Contact them.
Okay.
I got your number on that one.
Yeah.
Can you state your name, please? For record.
Robert Basie,
And your address.
107 West Michigan,
Okay.
and I have the dirtiest water you have ever seen come out of my line.
Your service line?
It's terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
I changed the filter the same day that filter turns black.
We're trying to fix that problem.
Yeah.
I get it at home too.
So,
It's,
yeah, that's.
I've worked on service lines and I've done the gambit up there, changing, getting rid of lead lines and that is the worst water I have ever seen come out of a pipe.
Yep.
So I'm just glad that it's finally gonna get repaired.
Yep, so, that's why we are starting in this target area, Vermont, Michigan. That's where the village gets the most service calls. It makes sense, that's where the well field is and goes into the system first.
Right.
So,
The most low flows too.
yeah, exactly. So, and this is all, like I said, 100% covered, grant, no rate increase, no cost to you, the homeowner, or anything, so. Okay. Any more questions on that? All right, and then on the two larger water main replacement project and well, new well project, Eagle gave us a third round of comments on the permit application. Like I said at the last meeting, it was mostly brand new comments about environmental concerns. the last 3 weeks. We've had four people from our office working on them. We were hoping to have it submitted by this meeting, but we think that'll be next week. That's what we're aiming for. And I want to meet with Kobe one more time before it's really in there, so.
We'll be going out to bid next month.
Bidding in August. That's what we're aiming for. Because once Eagle approves the permit, then everything goes to USDA to review, and they say 30 to 45 days on their review. Thankfully, we sent USDA 75% of the documents last month, and they said they'll start their review. So they're not gonna wait until Eagle approves of everything. They've already started their review process, so. Yeah. So we've had pretty open communications with them, and I mean, you guys know, you've been working on those letter of condition items for USDA. Some of them take a while, but yeah, a lot of hoops to jump through. Just gotta keep thinking, it's for $12 million. Okay, Kenny, do you have anything to add?
Not really. I think you got it.
You guys got any questions?
Other than to make sure, that we know that, this first project that's starting next week with the LSL replacement, that might not necessarily, create an improvement in the visual appearance of the water until the water main gets replaced.
Right,
but
right.
It's at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah. It should help with flow.
So what you just said about the, bids going in August, is that for just the well?
No, that is just for the mains, water mains. Yep. The well, is gonna be bid next year.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's like a 3-year permit process through Eagle.
Is that phase 3 or phase 3A?
Neither.
2C?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Phase 3 is the PFAS water.
That's right.
Project down there.
And Dan, Mel?
Which will be bid this fall as well.
Mel? Yeah.
Yes.
You got anything else, Dan?
No, sir.
You got anything, Jeffrey?
We'll be
Nada.
around town. Jeff, I invited you to that meeting next week.
Yes.
You and Kobe.
I did get the email.
Okay.
It's like Wednesday, 3 p.m. or something.
Copy machine, I'll talk a little bit about it, and you chime in anytime you feel the need to. So, our copy machine is having some issues, and when we switch to monthly billing, we're gonna need a better copy machine, and whatnot, something that's able to handle more copies. Alex
And folding capabilities.
and folding capability, sorry, thank you for that. We can outright purchase it for $7,315, or we can lease it, and they got different, depending on how long you wanna lease it, prices, 48 months or 63 months. And then they have the maintenance agreement that goes along with it for $50 a month, and that covers, back here, per month also, 3,500 black and white monthly copies, and then 325 color copies. That includes all toner and required maintenance in that. 63-month lease is $141.70 plus a $50 maintenance. The 48-month is $180.75 per month plus the $50 maintenance. I talked to Trostrout Township and just other people, and we're all under the understanding leasing is probably the best way to go, because then they, especially with the maintenance agreement, if there's any breakdowns, issues with it, they'll either get us a new machine, repair it, all that stuff.
I definitely agree.
That's what you guys try to do at work, is.
That's what we do at work all the time. And then as technology changes and stuff, your lease is up, you can get a newer version, instead of constantly.
Yeah, and that comes with updates and stuff like
Yep.
that. thoughts on it? Mel, any thoughts?
I think it sounds like a good idea. I think we should lease.
Any thoughts from you? What do you think, Jeffrey? I guess the next question would be, do we wanna go with the 63-month or the 48-month? I'm gonna go with the 63-month. I'll make that motion right now, actually, if nobody's got
Is
any.
the price gonna be locked in for 63?
Yes, it'll be a contract at that price. So my motion will be to sign the lease for 63 months at a rate of $141.70 plus a $50 a month maintenance agreement.
I'll second
For the,
it.
for the 30, copy a minute, or the 25 copy a minute?
The 30.
Didn't clarify, so that's what.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize about that.
The 30 paper, or the 30 page per minute one, that one has a folding capability, but it is a separate, like, attachment, if you will, that comes on top of that. And I'm under the impression that I had from talking with John, the other one has folding capability, but it is all part of the same unit. So it's like inside the actual machine. So you can actually kind of see, like, this is the folding unit. On this one. And then the other one still has folding capabilities, but has a small footprint.
Space an issue.
Not really.
I think the attachment part would be the better way to go, because if that breaks, you still can use the credit, as opposed to using the whole thing for however long.
Sorry.
Yep, so
I got figures.
that's the one I would go with, is the 30 pages per minute, which is actually cheaper than this one. That's my opinion.
And still with the 36 month, correct?
The 63 months.
Sorry. That's what I mean, yes, 63.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Daniel,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Jeff Miller,
Yes.
Jennifer, yes, Mel,
Yes.
and John Biden.
Yes. Oh, number 5, Haven property, there really isn't any updates on that. They're getting a survey done. If you look at various websites and stuff, so technically that alley is not a legit alley from about there to there. Them property owners do own clear past the alley, so the alley is their property. Depending on, the old doctor's offices and that, so there is a chance that they could put a blockade up right there behind their building and all that stuff, so we'll know more once they get there.
So it go right to the fence of the other property, is what I'm saying.
So we wouldn't even be able to go through there anyways to access that parking lot down there. And it would be well within their rights to do so. So maybe next month we'll have more updates on that. New business, water tower improvements. Yes, so this is more to just stew on. We will have to make a decision next month. Kobe's talked about it, and Raw, right here, from Dixon Water Tower, our water tower needs some work. It needs sanitized, coated on the inside, and there's a long list of OSHA violations that, we've got an agreement made that we will fix so much at a time in a certain time frame. But Dixon came down and looked, and there's 4 different things that need the most attention. It is gonna be quite the task. It's gonna require somebody almost 20 hours a day to be working, one person, to watch everything. Because the way our system is, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but we have no way to bypass, so we are going to have to put things on hydrants throughout town to pressure relief valves, and our pump is gonna run for 7 days straight, because we're gonna drain the water tower and keep pressure in town to homeowners' properties and stuff like that strictly by running the pump full time. So when it gets up to pressure, and it will blow off at the hydrants. We are going to, so that part is, about 28,000 from Dixon. In total, this project's probably gonna cost 40 to 60,000. Kobe will have numbers and everything to us before the next meeting, because we're gonna have to rent a big generator, because the Eagle's requiring us to have that for backup in case one of our pumps loses power. And then there's just some other, VFD and stuff we gotta rent to go with the system.
That's what I was wondering, are these variable frequency drive motors, or they just blow against the head and then you're gonna have a relief valve?
We're gonna,
You couldn't speed up and slow down the pump.
we're gonna do both.
Okay.
And that VFD is several thousand rent per week.
That's renting a generator, not purchasing one.
Renting, because the generator it takes is about 100,000.
What size starter is that? Is it a 4, 5? I've got a whole bunch of them right down here.
I don't
I'd
know.
gladly let you use them.
I don't know, I'm not an electrician.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be more info to come, he just wanted me to bring that up to you. It's long overdue, the last time any of that stuff was done in 2009, so keep in mind, there'll be more info, and it may come, we might have to have a special meeting before next meeting, but we'll be in contact about that.
Now, we're gonna do all this upkeep on this tower, are we gonna still utilize it after everything else is done with the new?
Yeah, because we're not getting a new tower, we're just getting a new well and
Didn't
stuff like
think so,
that.
but this is gonna have it up to standard, so we will be good.
Yes, with, cause like one of the things that is an Eagle requirement is, our roof hatch. The gasket's not been replaced in a long time, so they're making us update that. And then we need to make some modifications to the overflow outlet in our roof, or replace the roof screen vent. And the big thing is the cleaning, disinfection, and coating of the inside of the tank.
Right.
So, more to come on that. Decker insurance policy.
Jeff, just, do you want me to expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, go ahead, just so everybody
Okay,
knows.
so what we found with the water tower is, people are interested in bidding, the project to make improvements to the water tower. But a lot of them are coming back and saying they're not even gonna be able to bid it because they're so scared to touch it because it's so OSHA non-compliant, that they don't want people even near it. Or their bids are gonna be very high for insurance or, getting proper safety equipment just for it. I mean, Kobe himself said he hasn't been up there in it and won't. If you've been in it, I think every single one of you would, have your jaw on the floor. So I believe these requirements, we asked the inspector that we use on all of our projects for water towers to come and give these guys a free quote. And he went in there and took some pictures and went inside the bowl and everything and took some pictures with a drone. And this is just the minimum requirements he said you should do just to bring it up to minimum safety code.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the work, which I think we got a quote for $250,000 or so, will be included with the loan project that we bid out
Which
this
includes
fall.
like new ladder, because it's a straight up ladder at the top, there's no fall protection, there's no cage, there's no stops.
Yeah, and like some of the
electric.
rungs were rusted out and like,
It's scary.
the electrical junction boxes, there's no covers on them and stuff like that, and you're in a metal bowl with water above you. So just simple stuff like that. So I think that's just at a minimum. Kobe just brought it up because I don't think you guys can wait until next spring to do this work, to be honest, unfortunately. So I think that's why it got brought up. And the thing about the tower is, yes, it was a tower built with one pipe in and one pipe out. Your entire system is built off of gravity pressure. When you bypass the gravity pressure, the tower, you have to pressurize it using something else. That's why we're bringing in a pump to pressurize your system. But that pump could pressurize your system to over what it's used to, which could,
Bunch of guys.
yeah, blow up some pipes and stuff like that. And that's what he was talking about. We would have air relief valve, pressure relief valves around the town and at the hydrants to keep it from combusting, essentially. So it sounds scary, but it's a pretty simple system. And Peerless Midwest, who's been your guys' consultant on wells and towers for decades. They do that kind of stuff all the time, so.
Thank you, Josh. Decker Insurance Policy Renewal. Our policy just renewed for the year. We had a 10.9% increase, which is $4,037. We're below the kind of US average right now. That's like 15% to 18%. So not a bad increase. We did have a couple claims last year and whatnot. So we just need to make a motion to approve the policy renewal. Motion made by Dan. Second by Dan. Roll call, please.
Diane?
Yes.
Jennifer? Yes. Jeff?
Yes.
Sorry, Jeff Miller?
Yeah, yes.
Mel?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
And Dan?
I do have one question on, the total building and contents jumped up by 400,000, but there's no, it's not itemized. What jumped up? Why did it jump up? What's the contents we didn't have before that we have now?
New truck.
That's 100.
Yeah.
You still got 300 left over.
We got
Is that new building garage?
Are you including the building?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't, okay, I'm
Yes,
done.
sorry. We got my call, so we don't get confused.
Just call Miller.
Utility billing adjustment, had a local resident at, I'm not gonna say his address right now. They were in Florida, somebody checked their house, they had a toilet running, they did have quite the usage of 47,500 gallons, which is a lot. Thankfully, it all ran through the toilet, didn't do no house damage, stuff like that. We do some sort of utility billing adjustment forgiveness and stuff, which would take his bill, he's looking for a credit of $137.38. This is a one-time thing. Once you do it, you can't do it again, so you should be picky on when you do it. Does anybody have any question, comments?
Is that half his bill now, or what?
No, we don't do half the bill anymore.
What's the 137?
That's what we will do, so 50% of the water he uses 21, so then we only charge him for the 50% of the water usage.
Okay.
Which comes to a total of, he's looking for a credit of $137.38. I'll make a motion to approve this.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Alan?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
Jeff Miller?
Yes.
Jennifer? Yes. Mel?
Yes.
Jeff Wagner?
Yes. Motion carried. There's that. D, sorry. Request to remove Kent Pletcher, former clerk, as Sturgis Bank and Trust signatory, and to add Alexandria Cole as the new clerk treasurer signatory. I'll make that motion. Roll call.
Mel?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Jeff Miller?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Jeff Wagner?
Yes. Next one, request to cancel debit card under Kent Pletcher, former clerk, and apply for a debit card under Alexandria Cole, treasurer's clerk. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
You pick.
Who wants it?
Roll call, please.
Dan?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
Jeff Miller?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Mel?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Jeff Wagner?
Yes. Number 7, public comment. Please be kind to everybody, address the board, and keep it under 3 minutes, please. Go ahead.
Jeff, last meeting, we talked about the person that you had might be interested in painting the mural.
They're not doing that stuff no more.
Okay,
Just don't have time.
All right.
Stuff for it.
so we're back to square one.
Yeah, unfortunately. You got anything else?
No, that was it.
Thank you.
Diane Hoffman.
Thank you.
Anything, Beth?
Bev Spires, just need to know an update on the park. I see they finally leveled the dirt, but what's going there and
Same update we gave the last 2 months is we're waiting. We get through the holiday here, we're gonna have a meeting for our park committee and big thing is finding the grant and getting the grant filled out. But at least we got grass there now finally, so we're trying to do one thing, people forget we can only do so much. You know, our guys try to do the best they can and whatnot, so.
And the couple grants I found through the state have April 1st deadlines, so, and you have to have like a 5-year plan, so once we start doing these meetings and get all that detail together, it'll be April before we have a grant submission. Though I'm gonna keep looking for other grants, those are just ones through the state.
Okay.
Anything else, Bev? Anything else?
No.
Pickleball
Anything?
contest up in Grand Rapids.
Okay, number 8, committee reports. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay. May, hit 184 complaints, 24 citations. We received that $1,000 for that Walmart grant, for that donation. I had a meeting today, chief's meeting, we brought the sirens, basically the sirens. Last week we had the sirens go off when they had the spotting over by Coleman and the road. It's kind of confusing, but the system they have right now, anytime that any area in St. Joe County has a season fund cloud or has that tornado warning area, they set off all the sirens. They have no way to set off one siren at a time. So they have, funnel clouds in Coleman like they did last week. The sirens here are gonna go off. So they're trying to come up with a solution that might be a little tighter for us. It's gonna be sunny here. They see something north of Three Rivers, we're gonna get it over here. So they're trying to come up with a better system right now, but for now, you hear the sirens go off, it could be anywhere in the county. Potential for severe weather. This next week I'm sending to Advanced School Resource Officer School. It's almost school time again, summer's about over. And that's really all I have. I got the parade permits for the car show and the parade for 50 days. Yeah, I think that's it for now.
Dan?
Nothing new. I do have the official contract for the ambulance that's below. If anybody wants to see it, you're welcome to. I'll be happy to loan it to you. But other than that, it's all signed and official and 3 more years.
Good deal. Thank you for going there. Now, Alexander.
Just an update on Surf Internet. Last month we spoke about how we were transitioning to Surf, and we agreed on that. And 2 gigabytes are now available, and they weren't available to us last month. And so when we switch to Surf, the village will have 2 gigabytes for uploading and downloading, and that is still less than the Comcast bill, which was $272. And so with Surf Monthly being the 2 gigabytes, it's $270. So it is still less than that. And it is a $200 installation fee. That is a one-time fee. I just didn't have that number last time because we didn't know what it was.
You're going to like it.
Yes.
I haven't heard that bad thing about it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is for the employee committee, Kobe, if you don't know, has completed 2 of the licenses that are required to be a drinking water operator. So he has both of his D3 limited treatment and S3 distribution drinking water license. According to the Village of White Pigeon White Handbook, Kobe was eligible for a $1 per license wage increase. The employee committee held a meeting on Wednesday, June 4th, and decided that he would be awarded a $1.50 license wage increase. So Kobe's hourly rate was $25.75, and it is now $28.75 based on those increases for the licenses that he now holds. And then underneath there are the classifications that he is now certified in.
I have a question. Are those licenses gonna be good for the new system?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what he needs.
his chlorination license out to be ahead of the game. In case, when we do gotta, it just saves a big headache.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I think that's part of the limited life.
Yeah, but, with his licenses, he can do the limited chlorination, but if we ever go, if they come in and say, yep, you gotta do it now, he'll be covered. So that's why he wants to, and I'm good with that. Anything else? Planning Commission did pass
Oh.
last night.
Yes, the planning commission passed the special exception land use permit for the LRS 3 dispensary, with conditions. And those conditions will be posted in those meeting minutes. And then, July 17th is the next planning commission meeting, and that is where they'll be hopefully discussing the master plan for White Pigeon. The county, St. Joe County, has been drafting that for us using a planning commission company, and that is a cost savings to us. Normally that costs about, I think what they said was about $25,000, and the village is getting it for $3,000. So that drafting process will be available for review, hopefully at that planning commission meeting. That's all I have.
We got one thing, Bill wants to get the Officer Hampton promoted to be the sergeant. So,
He's been here 7 years, doing a great job. You guys know that he actually went part-time. So right now, the last year and a half, got kind of doing the sergeant's job and the chief's job, so he's really stepped it up. He's super good with the search warrant, especially when it comes to any pure crime stuff. He seems to get bogged down with search warrants for Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff, so he's really stepping it up, so.
And the employee committee was recommending that do that promotion.
Tonight?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Can we do roll call on that, please?
Dan?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
Jeff Miller?
Yes.
Jennifer? Yes. Neil?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Jeff Wyden?
Yes. Anything else, Alan?
Well, we had that meeting then for the employee committee and that, and we also talked about moving that from $1 to $1.50 is where we decided to end up. So, because we had given like for CDLs $1, we felt that these licenses are so important that a little bit more money for that, so we recommended $1.50
Per license or just in general?
per license.
Most water operators don't actually pass the exam the first time they take it.
60% fail rate.
Cody's been doing the job great, and he's gonna continue on like that, so. That'll be the rate for those licenses.
I have nothing.
Diane?
The flags, back to the flag contest, getting in a few. I don't know if you're getting in the office,
And
on
the
the
ones that I
computer.
get are
Just that
green
one,
box.
and then I've got one. Okay, so we're not getting a lot of them, but, there's been a lot of chit chat about some coming in, so I hope more come in. I did find a company that will make the flag, which was a big concern, so I'm not concerned about that, and they will also help through the process. So, other than that, are we anywhere on the Wahlberg paperwork?
We're working on it, but it ain't getting filled out this year, because we are way past the deadline.
Yeah, but they explained all that. The deadline's like moved.
Yeah, I
We need to
understand
get it
that,
done
but
so we can get it in there.
I understand that.
We've had it since February, so.
Again, I understand that, but it does take time, and when we try to reach out to these people, and we'll probably get tattled on by somebody in the audience again tonight or tomorrow, but when we reach out to them, we don't get nothing back from them. And so if you wanna take over it, I would encourage you
give a
to,
call.
because I am only one person.
Go get them.
There's everybody else up here too. One person
Well,
cannot
who
do
would that
that.
fall on to try to do that,
What do you mean?
to fill out that paperwork? I don't know.
How about I delegate you to do it then?
I don't know the answer.
You will in a week or a month from now.
But had I known that, I would've had my paperwork already filled out.
This is your chance.
Your time to shine.
That's right.
It's not really, shouldn't fall on me though. Isn't that an office job?
No, not necessarily, but again,
Okay.
there's everybody up here
All right,
that,
I'll take it on. All right,
There you go.
for the people.
Yay, Diane.
Yeah.
That's the hill I wanna die on, the water hill. That's where I'll be. I'm good. That's it.
Jeff, you got anything?
I do not.
Okay, I only have one thing for Kobe here, or I got two things. They did 2 water breaks last month, they dug a cold patch, they started painting the lines on Kalamazoo, and they currently have about 6 or 8 low flows they're trying to work on for different residents around town. They try to do them, it does take some time to schedule with the homeowners. Then the other thing is, go ahead and review the thing that Bill gave you about the prohibiting alcohol in the parks. And hopefully, any questions, comments, or concerns will come before the board next month. That is all I
I
have.
have a quick question. Have we made any progress on the parking spots out here for the making them in turn areas instead of parking spots?
They've taken 2 out.
That's,
Took
you
one
see them
on
big
the
old
side.
yellow hatch marks?
Okay.
I love it.
Oh, everybody says they love it.
Yeah.
I do have another quick question.
What's that?
On the box that's over on this corner, you moved from up front for the flags, can that maybe be brought to this other corner when we have our flags and have it all going on? The library didn't even know we had it here.
We can move it wherever we want.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't care if we move it.
it just would be somewhere where people could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look
Do I
for
have to help you do that?
a motion to adjourn.
Show me where you want.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.
All right, you got me a new job.
Put it on, I don't think you put it up on the street though, what's gonna happen?
No, I just thought on the